Hello everyone, your voice here and welcome to the channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature an inflorescence or flower bloom of an unconfirmed Sansevieria species. This is the early stages wherein I was able to capture the spike growing out of the specimen. So it was very difficult to spot. I think I already caught the third to fourth day of the spike growing, and the first picture that I showed you is actually a very distinct look of a Sansevieria bud, and what I'm showing you right now is the peduncle, which is very thick. I have measured it on the second part of this content. What I'm showing you right now is the stalk already growing in significant height, and you would already see the flower tubes already becoming very evident. This picture now showing you that it is being or something in it is so sweet that the crazy ants are going for it. So I had to spray some pesticides to because I am afraid that they would hinder the growth of the inflorescence. There are some of them that still very stubborn and still coming back to the inflorescence or the flower bloom. But I think it's okay now. I was able to make it safe from the army of the crazy ants that's going for it. So now it's still growing in height. This is the exact look of the specimen, and it matches the one that's found in the website of the International Sansevieria Organization as frequens that was found in Awash, Ethiopia. Later on, we'll discuss as well the characteristics of the inflorescence. Right now, it's still growing, and you see the flower tubes also are preparing to bloom. That's why they have grown longer compared to the upper portions, which are still short. So you would tend to have a hint where or when they are going to bloom. So as you can see, some of the inflorescence are still short, some are still long. So I measured short ones at 2 point something millimeters, which matches what Juan Chainayan said in his book. I'll include the reference on the right hand corner later on. It's a very very tall inflorescence, like what I'm showing you right now. It is measuring as I recall, 88 centimeters or 90 centimeters, very close to 90 centimeters, and that is equivalent to about 3 feet. I'm still showing you the flower tubes that are growing, and they grew short. Some are growing long, and that is because they're preparing to bloom, like what I'm showing you right now. Some of them on that picture are still short. That's why they're still not blooming. The ones that are blooming are actually the ones that have grown longer to about the length of 44 to 45 millimeters. The ones that are not ready to bloom are about 24 to 26 millimeters. And I think this is about the second day of inflorescence, wherein some of the flower tubes have been spent and wilted. Some have opened up. This is the second day we're in. Almost all of it, especially that last picture, have bloomed. So I'm not sure if more of them will bloom or all of them will bloom on the fourth day, but I will give you an update perhaps, and leave a comment below regarding the status of the inflorescence. So next part would be the another clip of us making a or discussing more about the inflorescence of the probable frequent species. So please stay tuned as we include another clip for that part of the content. Alright, folks, so we're back, and this is the second part of the content where we will be discussing more about the inflorescence or flower bloom of this unconfirmed Sansevieria. But upon reading through some of the records with regards to the characteristics of the inflorescence, I'm led to believe that it is the Sansevieria species known as frequens or frequens. I'm not sure if I have pronounced it correctly, but this is how the flower bloom or inflorescence looks like. So it is very tall. It is about 90 centimeters, so that's equivalent to about 3 feet. There are only several Sansevieria species that would have the inflorescence that tall. Some inflorescence are just about 1 to 2 feet, but for something to get 3 feet, then that is one of the distinctive characteristics of the inflorescence. I'm saying distinctive because there are other factors that we're looking at with regards to identifying the Sansevieria species, especially with if we already have its inflorescence. So there is actually a reference in one of J9's book, and I think I have included it on the first part of this content, but if not, then I'll have to paste it again. I'll put in the reference from which Juan Chainayan wrote about the characteristics of the inflorescence of frequency. So it is said on that published article, or on that article, that the frequency would have the inflorescence height of about 90 millimeters. So later on we'll take measurements, and then the flower tubes would be around 20 to 40 millimeters. Also the flowers per cluster, on this flower stalk that I am presenting to you, I have counted beforehand. So there are about 5 to 6 maximum flowers in a cluster, and then minimum of the ones above to be one flower tubes that are attached to the directly to the flower stalk. So in the book of China, and it's said to be having a flower per cluster averaging to 4 to 6. So that is somewhat correct, since I am measuring the maximum at 5 to 6 as well. And then although they might have forgotten that on the topmost portion would just be one flower tube attached to the flower stalk itself. So as well as this is how the flowers looks like. It's very dense. So there are about I cannot really count how many flower tubes have opened in the third day, because this is already third day, or I would say second day, because the first day I have missed filming the flower tube for this specimen. It opened up very early, around 3 p.m. in the afternoon, wherein the sun is still up, but on the second day it opened to about 4 to 5 p.m. In the afternoon, or going to the evening, wherein the sun is already going down. So luckily I was able to catch the inflorescence on hyper lapse, and I have uploaded it in the shorts of YouTube. So if you want to see it, it's in the YouTube shorts. I don't want to be redundant and include the actual blooming of the Sansevierias that I am filming. So just if you're interested to watch it, you can just check out the shorts of the channel, because mostly the flower bloom that's actually blooming in actual bloom, they're captured in hyperlapse or time lapse, so that we can see how they bloom in actuality. So it may take about 1 to 2 hours, for some 2 hours very long, but I have managed, we tried to set it or hyperlapse it to just a minute, so everybody wouldn't be bored looking at it. So going back to what we are discussing, like I'm saying, I am convinced that the specimen that I have is the Sansevieria frequens species. Another thing is that the tips of frequens are said to be obtuse. They're said to be obtuse, and in botanical terms, it means round or roundish. So, folks, I'm going to focus on one leaf. They are roundish. As you can see, roundish, that's the leaf tip, not counting the wilted part on the wilted part on the leaf itself. So not counting the wilted part, which is this one. That's the actually I'm not sure if you can say it, the actual tip, because it's already wilted. The end part of the leaf that is still alive is roundish. As you can see, it's round, as what 129 said, it's obtuse, so it's round. That is not counting the wilted part of the leaf. So same here, you can see that the leaf tip is roundish. On the records it says that it's obtuse, so obtuse is roundish. I'm a engineer graduate, so when we say obtuse, then for us it means that it's over 90 degrees, but in botanical terms, obtuse just means that it's round. So no need to complicate things. It became complicated because I'm educated with a different field, and later on I found out that another one of my calling is actually with plants like or exclusively with Sansevieria. So going back, like 129 said, the leaf tips of frequens is obtuse, and then there's a wilty part on the end part of the leaf. So that's exactly what I'm showing you. It's obtuse, and that's Sansevieria species frequens. So there is still some debate on the international Sansevieria group on FB or social media, because I'm part of it and I posted this plant, and there are some experts that would say that this is Raphaelii species. So I beg to differ that it's Raphaelii, because the pattern are different. Pattern of Raphaelii would be very they're very clear. They're not as shaded, or the pattern on the one that I'm showing you right now is not very clear or concise pattern. So they're like muffled pattern, so the patterns can be barely seen, but it's I would say that it's somewhat banded from here, as comparison to the pattern of Raphaelii, which is very clear when you see it and concise. So upon clear inspection, I would say that we don't have the Raphaelii species in front of us, but the species frequens. And I've also checked the page on the International Sansevieria Society organization, and this is more closely to what they post as Sansevieria frequens on there. Alright folks, so we'll go through the measuring of the flower stalk. So I'll have to clip the camera again so that we can do some data gathering. Give me 1 second as I'll set up, because we have limited lighting on this part of the garden, and it is only through this time that we can film an actual Sansevieria that is still in blooming state, because come the morning, this is not how the inflorescence will look like when it's already daytime. So most of the open flowers will wilt out and will be spent, and the next batch will open up on the next evening. So I'll check where I placed my measuring tools. So first we'll try to measure the height of the inflorescence. So like I mentioned, folks, this is what we'll use, and then you'll see that I'm going to have my fingers in stationary in here, or this part, and I will show you that it is very close to 90 centimeters, which is the exact measure of when or the exact measure of Sansevieria frequens in what Juan Chaynayan wrote on his book, which I will be placing as a reference on or for this content. And we're also done with the flowers per cluster. I've already told you that it's having an average of 5 in my count, but in the publish it's 4 to 6, so that's somewhat still correct. And then next, set the tool to 0 and check out the flower tubes on the topmost portion. So you can see that that exactly counts as what is referred to the book. It's 26 on the upper part though, but on the middle part, when the flowers are about to bloom, the measure of the flower tubes would be at around 46 to 48 millimeters. And also since we're already here, we can also take the measurement of the peduncle, which is said to be very thick. So the peduncle, folks, is actually over here. It's the main stalk of the inflorescence or the flower bloom, and the stalk is really thick. I'm sorry about that. Ouch. It's at 12.9 millimeters. So later on we'll check that as well if we got that right. So at this point, we've actually have everything checked out, and everything, a lot of things matches with regards to it being the species frequens. Next is we'll just have to get some records with regards to leaf width, since some experts would, one of the experts said that it's Raphilii is having wider leaves and perhaps taller, but what I'm going to measure is some of the leaves and get an average of it. Alright, so I've managed to get one measure, and on this part, so the measure, folks, I'm not sure if you can see my hand, but it's just at 1.8 to 2 inches for the measure of the leaf width. Next, is the measure of the leaf from it. Measure of the leaf, folks, would be at some would be at 22 inches, some would be at really 24 inches or 2 feet. So that is how long the Sansevieria frequens leaf length can grow. Alright, so we managed to get a lot of records from it, and we describe mostly all of its characteristics. So I'm trying to think if I have missed out something, but I think we've covered everything. And like I said, it's being debated currently on our group in Facebook, on social media, the International Sansevieria Society group. We have a group there. If you wanna join us, you're welcome to join the International Sansevieria Society group on FB, and you will see some of our conversations there with more of the experts on Sansevierias. So, folks, if you do not have any questions or suggestions, or if you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment below. And if you like what I have presented, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and you all have a great day.